So you're looking for off-market multifamily deals and you're going to call brokers, but how long does it take to build relationships with brokers so they start feeding you off-market deals? I mean, typically this takes months sometimes, right? So what I'm going to show you in this video is how to greatly accelerate the process of building relationships with brokers so they feed you those coveted off-market deals. Let's get right into it. Let's do this. I'm Michael Blank. I teach people how to become financially free with real estate by investing in apartment buildings. We put out videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing. So the process of building relationships with brokers can be tedious and take a long time, especially when you're doing it remotely. And normally we tell people, hey, don't hop on a plane until you have a deal under contract because we want to minimize the amount of money we spend. However, doing things remotely via email and phone just takes a long time, right? It just takes a long time to build a rapport with a broker so they start trusting you and getting those off-market deals, and this can sometimes take months. I'm going to share with you in just a second the secret to greatly accelerating that, because if you implement this trick, we've had dozens of people really get deals within weeks of actually literally getting started. So I'm going to share this trick with you right now. So let me ask you a question. How long, if you've been looking for deals, how long have you been looking for deals? Or how long did you look for that first deal? How long did it take? Let me know in the comments below. How long were you looking? Right? Because sometimes it can take months, 6, 9, 12, 18 months before you actually do a deal. And we now know that a lot of the action actually takes place in the off-market deals. And that comes only when you build trust with brokers. I'm going to share with you something, and I'm just going to tell you what the impact of implementing this is. We've had David Camara, for example, one of our mentoring students, who implemented this thing, and within just several weeks of getting started, he had his first deal under contract. We had Kyle, did the same thing. He, quote, violated the guidelines of what we maybe normally teach historically, traditionally, and he implemented this secret, and within, I guess, a couple of short months, he also had his first deal under contract. And this is really a technique that will allow you to accelerate the rapport building process. And let's talk about that right now. Okay, here's how you do it. The secret really is to hopping on a plane potentially and meeting in person with the broker. Now, again, normally we advise, hey, defer spending money. Don't hop on a plane before you have a deal under contract, before you have a real compelling reason to go to market. And that's valuable, right? I mean, the intent is there, but we have noticed that people who, quote, violate this best practice are accelerating the process. That's what they're doing. They're actually hopping on a plane and they're meeting with a broker, and in so doing, it sets them apart for any other buyer on that broker's list. Who else would be serious enough to spend money to go to a market? So the key is, if you want to accelerate the rapport building process with brokers, then visit them in person, even if you have to travel. Now, here's the thing. How do you conduct the market visit? What do you do? Okay. It's very important that you plan this before you go over there. Don't just hop to a market and I don't know, meet with a person or visit a property. Plan it out. Not only should you plan it out, but you should have identified and built rapport with the people you want to meet. So this could be the 1 or 2 or 3 brokers, could be the 1 or 2 or 3 property managers that you have already built a relationship online, remotely via email and phone calls. And those are the people you like, but now you want to go to the next level deeper. So what you do is you arrange meetings with them, lunches, breakfast, meetings, visit properties. And in so doing, you will greatly accelerate how you're building trust with those people. So that's really the secret. Do the legwork up front and then consider traveling to those markets. Will you have to pay for those things? Yes. But the dividends that pays are extraordinary. So there you have it. If you want to accelerate the process by which brokers are feeding you off-market deals, you got to build relationships and trust with them. And the best way to do it is to plan a in-person market visit. And that's the way to do it. That's the secret of today. That's how you get faster off-market deals. And hopefully you'll implement that in your business. There are a lot of smart ways to build relationships with brokers that accelerate the process of getting deals faster. In this next video, I'm going to show you how to do it by being very, very responsive and how to best do that so you, again, set yourself apart from everybody else. I'm Michael Blank. Catch you next time.